Hello there guys, and welcome to Star Wars Comics. Hope you're doing well and hope that Vader doesn't come after you as he did for the Rebellion. After their attack on Simoon 1, the Rebel band was now under Imperial attack and Vader quickly caught up with Luke Skywalker. At this time he had no idea that not only was he his son, but that he was actually responsible for the Death Star's destruction. He subdued him immediately. Luke just wasn't ready to go up against the Dark Lord of the Sith, and he actually took Luke's lightsaber. He demanded to know everything the boy knew, but Luke of course resisted. Vader was done. He was about to strike down this rebel scum, but suddenly he stopped. He recognized his own lightsaber, the lightsaber he carried when he was a Jedi. It belonged to... At that moment, an AT-AT walker barged in. Luke jumped for his life, and out of the blue he finds out that Han is actually operating the AT-AT with Leia behind him, instructing him to go straight for Vader. All the stormtroopers started firing upon this walker, but the slaves joined the fight as well. They were now freed and wanted death to the Empire. Luke quickly subdued a stormtrooper and took his blaster, told the other slaves to follow the walker, but suddenly the blue lightsaber struck at one of the slaves. Luke knew all too well who it was, Vader. He came out of the rubble and instructed all of his stormtroopers to report to his position. As Luke was slowly going for his lightsaber, it was pulled suddenly. Vader used the Force to pick up his old lightsaber, pairing it off with his red blade as well. Told the stormtroopers to kill them all. Now the slaves were being gunned down without mercy. All Luke could do was watch the severity of the situation. What has he done? Now all he could do was save as many as possible. Vader was still flinging his blue lightsaber around, killing slaves left and right, while Luke hid from blaster fire. He couldn't help but feel that this was his fault. He's not his father, he's no Jedi, but he is a farm boy who could bullseye womp rats as he gazed upon the speeder bikes nearby. Almost all of the slaves were now dead. Next, Vader was eyeing the AT-AT walker, but suddenly out of the blue, blaster fire rains upon the stormtroopers. It was Luke Skywalker firing with his new speeder bike. Vader stood shocked. Maybe he had dismissed the boy too abruptly. He was still trying to figure out what Obi-Wan was up to with the boy. But he had no time for that. The AT-AT walker was there. Han and Leia were sure of themselves. As they were trying to step on Vader, suddenly the leg stopped midair. It was Darth Vader using the Force to stop the walker altogether. With a sudden gesture, now he was actually crushing the walker from the inside. The band was now in full panic mode. Han yelled at R2 they needed the guns right now as Vader relentlessly and continuously was crushing the walker. With the guns primed and ready, Han fired upon Vader with relentless force. The Sith quickly jumped for cover. Far in the distance, Luke saw what lied ahead. His father's lightsaber, the one that Ben Kenobi gave him. With the speeder in full force, he picked up his lightsaber, igniting it to get rid of the last stormtrooper with no sign of Vader around. The remaining slaves were now free. Han actually believed that they had destroyed Vader for good, but Luke knew all too well the power of the Force. As down in the rubble suddenly emerges a dark figure. All the debris around him is floating above. He could barely breathe. A stormtrooper reported, but when he saw an unmasked Vader, he was stunned. "Mother of moons," he proclaimed. "I'm sorry, my lord. I didn't realize." He snapped his neck in a split second. Using the Force, he picked up his helmet, and with the fight not over yet, he was eager to go against this rebel band one more time. With this, my friends, we end issue number 2 of the Star Wars comics that came out in 2015. I hope you enjoyed this issue. Many don't realize that in the beginning when we started, when Luke and Vader fought, that is actually the first time ever that Vader and Luke come face to face, in canon, mind you. So this was a prelude before Empire Strikes Back, when they meet up again on Bespin. Now, of course, the canon timeline is continuously being expanded, so we might see another meeting meet up between these two, but let me know, how did Luke fare off against his first Sith? Of course, if you guys want me to continue these issues, please feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I would love to do so. Thank you again so much for watching this video and stopping by. If you liked what you saw, feel free to leave a thumbs up down below and ring that bell to get notified of future videos. Have an awesome day, my friends, and may the Force be with you always.